So here I am with the first look at my layout. It probably looks a lot further along than it really is. There are a few models on there, as you can see. There's a few trains and obviously there's some track laid down. But what we've got is probably what I've just thrown down to see how the track would look with what track I had and what extra pieces I needed. And the models really are just some evenings that I've spent. I've got hold of a few card models and spent a little time making up these card models. Now, I'm not one of these people that's very proficient and does a fantastic job with model making. This is really my first ever attempt. And if I just move in and look, I don't think they've come out too bad. As you can see, they're not ideal, not at all. I mean, I've seen far better models on other people's videos on YouTube and pictures and things in magazines, but I'm happy with them. I'm happy with them from what I've put together as a first attempt. So what I've done so far, well, I should say this layout at the moment represents probably about a month and a half's work. I started off, I got the Majestic DCC layout. I wanted to have a model railway for some time. Now I've managed to get a room that I can put it in, and as you can see, quite a big room. So I started by purchasing the Majestic DCC layout. I then looked at getting a board, of which I finished up with an 8x6 board, which gave me a lot of expansion to that first pieces of track on the from the train set. It's not quite finished, as you can see down here. I've decided to put another point, another siding, which eventually will come all the way along here, all the way down the left hand side. At the moment I'm waiting for that track to be delivered. I've ordered 4th radius curves, but they don't seem to be in stock, so they're currently on order and might be a little while. So what I've done so far, I've got the board, I fitted the board together, I stood it up as a table, made the legs, etc., then strengthened them, made sure they were strong enough to hold the size of board. Then I put the track down. It's not fixed yet, and that's probably my next step. I just wanted to make sure the track was down and also that the trains ran okay over those that layout. So I've worked out the layout. Then, as I said, I did some card modelling. I put those cards down, and in the centre you can actually see there is a second layout, which is not DCC. That is a good old DC track, and the reason for that is I want to have a high street, as you can see, but with a track running through the high street for trams. I've managed to get hold of a couple of trams, and if I pan round, there's one of them that I was just making sure worked, which is a Hong Kong tram. There it is going, stopped on the tram. There it is going, stopped on the one of the road pieces that I've made up so far. So the plan is to have obviously the trains running around the outside and the station layout, and then through the centre will be a town scene with some with the tram running through the centre of the streets. That's really how far I've got so far. So my first steps, and I wanted to document this as it stands right now, because obviously as I hope to move on, I'd like to see how it grows myself and how it develops. But where I stand right now is the next step is to pin down the track that I've got. I can wait, I can pin down the other track that comes later, but the main area of the track is now decided how it's going to be. It runs okay, it's fitting together nicely, so I can pin that down. Then once I've pinned it down, I want to put each of the pieces of scenery back on. But I want to obviously put lights in them. I want to have them all lit up, because I'd like this layout to be really run more of a nighttime layout than a daytime layout. I think with lights it just makes everything come alive. So the plan is pin the track down and then work on each piece of building, each model, to get lights in there the best way that I think I can do it. And so bearing in mind this is my first attempt, I'm obviously learning as I go along, which is part of the fun. So that's how far we are now. It's 1st of April 2014 when I'm actually doing this, so we'll see how it progresses, and as usual with the usual constraints of work and family, we'll see how it can progress over the coming months and most likely years. So that's all for now.